Hello and welcome back to On You Grow. Today it's time for maize plot tour. Fortunately, it's been raining on and off all day, so I'm gonna try to dodge the rain a bit, give you a bit of a tour, but certainly not just now because it's heavy rain just now. So very briefly, you might be aware of this now. I'm on plot 11 just now, but this is the last few days of plot 11, unfortunately, because Tony is moving on to plot 15 just at the back of mine at plot 14. So a lot of number, we're not playing bingo. Hope you can still hear me. I've put the noise cancellation on, but it's pouring rain as you can see behind me. So the heavens open just now. So I'll give it a minute and then we'll be going out. Tony had been planting some sweet corn, which obviously will be pulled out. And I'll give you a quick update since obviously I might just stop their growth for this season. The Jerezal artichoke have been taking a massive stretch in the past couple of weeks. So you've got one there, one here, still a couple of really small one in here. Nothing in there, so there's definitely a couple in there that died. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 right along here, which are doing really well. So I'm really hoping to get those ones relocated onto my plot. Anyway, let's keep the tour because I think the rain is coming back. The fruit trees have already been pulled out, so those that you can kind of see, it's difficult, was the bits behind, but the one that you see in here are actually the new plot holders. Tony is coming today to take the raspberry canes out and relocate them onto his plot. If I take you around, again the weeding has been just completely abandoned. The red spring onions, well, that's pretty much what we've got just now. It's the whole row is just very sparse. I've got maybe 4 or 5. The other ones are doing really well, but unfortunately I will try to keep them for a bit longer and maybe suggest that I can pull them out like very young, but they are, as indicated, very young, so they're still usable. They are definitely usable, but it's obviously much too early to harvest them. But I'm not going to have a choice if I want to have something out of them, so I will have to do this or just abandon them in here. But I've got a feeling that they might just scrap the whole stuff, so that would be a shame to lose them here. In terms of the onion and garlic, apart from the weed, again, just look at the weed. It's all looking really good, really good, really promising. But the onions are not bad at all. I've got some bulbs forming, so I will definitely be able to harvest some okay size onions. I'm happy with that. The garlic, unfortunately, if I try to show you a bit better, they're still nowhere near ready. That's not the ideal time to pull them out, so I'll see if I can keep them for another few weeks and hopefully they'll be ready to go at that point. But I'm not holding much hope, unfortunately, for the garlic. But the onions are okay. Even the smaller one are still usable. You know, these are the ones that have been pulled out, but they're looking okay. So this is obviously what's happening on plot 11, which obviously all this needs to be taken away now. So by the time the June plot tour comes, plot 11 will be pretty much empty of our things anyway. On plot 14, there is some progress. Obviously, there's still no greenhouse. There's a pile of rubbish in here. There's a lot of slabs and bricks and concrete edging and you name it, it's here. Sorry for the noise. There's I don't know if it's a car alarm. Yeah, it's a car alarm. But things are moving on. So I went for a bit of a no dig on this plot, especially on that second half, the darker patch there, which is done on cardboard. This one has just been topped up with soil without any cardboard underneath, but this one has been done a bit better. It's still not ideal. It's still not enough compost on top of the cardboard. As you can probably tell, there's barely an inch in places, and in fact over there some of the cardboard is showing through. But things are doing well, especially lettuce are just, I don't even know, there's not even any word for them. Look at the size of those lettuce, and I keep picking from them the outer leaves, and they are just looking absolutely majestic. No sign of damage at all, and no sign of damage whatsoever on them. The onions, which have been done from seeds, those ones are looking gorgeous. They are growing really nicely. Obviously they're much later than the one on plot 11, which were done from sets. It's kind of expected, I think. So I'm not too worried. I'm actually really pleased to see how well they are growing now. I'm just hoping that they're still gonna have space to breathe once all the lettuce are grown. So I'm still picking from them, but to be fair, I can't eat them fast enough. So I'll definitely need to be a bit more careful next year and not let myself being carried away with the usual practice of just scattering seeds in a tray. And I really need to do like successional sowing. I should have really done one line every, it's like 5 or 6 per row. I should have done 1 row per every fortnight or something like that. I would have been plenty to harvest lettuce for me. Those are the dwarf French beans, slenderette. They are looking okay. Obviously, not much progress on them, although you do start to see some flower heads coming up. I think the main issue with them was it got too hot, too dry in one go, and they do like, well, not to be drenched, but they do like water. And I didn't manage to provide them with enough water. So I think that's probably what the problem was them. But they are doing well. They are picking up definitely, and they're looking like we're going to have a bit of a crop, so that's fine. These ones were meant to be like my first harvest of French beans. Then I've got the Cobra, which will be my main crop of French beans, which will be coming later on at the allotment. This is the space for the summer holiday, which I'll show you later on how they are coming on. It's been a bit of a challenge to get them to germinate, but I should have 3 healthy plants coming up. So that would be 1, 2, and 3 like this. So I've got a pattern of 5 in here, and that will be my summer holiday courgette. So the tiny wee, like slightly bigger than a ping pong ball, if you want. And they're meant to be really nice for like barbecue and things like that, and grow really, really fast. So really excited about that. And those 2 are my beauty. So I didn't go for the usual black beauty. I went for spineless beauty because I'm sick of getting my hands caught and ripped to pieces by my courgette. And they are growing really well. They are picking up quite nicely just now. The one thing, I've mentioned it in one of the vlog, but I'll mention it in here as well, is I'm going to do them on a stick. So I've got metal poles that I'm going to put and then train them up almost like a climbing courgette, just so I can clear the base, and hopefully, not that I need more lettuce, but I can sow some lettuce, or in the heart of summer, I can still get some spinach, for example. Things that will just not like the heat and that will bolt straight away. The heat, I don't get much heat here, but the long days, I could plant them underneath and they will get a bit of shade from this. That's the idea. We'll see how it works. It's a bit of an experiment, so I'll keep you updated on this. So right after, we've got the 2 pumpkins. So 1 and 2, those 2 are the zombie pumpkin, which are meant to be, again, crawling their way between the courgette eventually, and they are starting to pick up. I mean, they're really growing like mad. They've taken on, like they've really doubled in size. Yeah, they've doubled in size. It's mental how quick they are going. So I'm hoping to let them ramp up along here and just trail them somewhere in here anyway. Same for this one. And then over there, the one that you can see right there, this is Atlantic Giant. Once I will have the lettuce harvested, I should have enough space to trail this somewhere in there and let it grow in there, in that space. So I'm giving enough space in this area to grow a proper big pumpkin. And then here we have the Brussels sprouts. So I didn't grow any Brussels sprouts. Actually, a plot neighbor that came by and asked me if I wanted some Brussels sprouts. So I'm not a big fan, but family they like it. So I'm thinking for Christmas that would be quite a nice wee dinner. So I've got 4 of them, which is going to be more than enough for me. And then in here, unfortunately, we've had some damage on the sunflower. So you might be able to see we've got 2 have been dead-headed. Well, live-headed? I don't know what you would call that, but the head's been chopped off them anyway, which is a bit of a shame, but it's not unexpected anyway. Well, I'm gonna have damage, but I'm quite happy that it's the only 2 that are going that way. But overall, it's still going really well, really strong. And then in between the sunflowers, I've got the 3 rows of sweet corn. So these are my rising sun, and I've not mentioned actually the sunflowers are just the classic giant. My sweet corn, so rising sun, they've just been planted, well, not even a week ago, 5 days ago. So hopefully they will start picking up a bit. They were getting a bit sad in the greenhouse, so I'm hoping that now they will pick up. It's just they like the heat, and just the minute I've planted them, the heat was gone. So hopefully they will be okay. On the rest of the plot, there's a lot of weed that need to be tackled. Obviously, I had cleared all the way to here, but obviously this has just been untouched at this point. So I need to clear the weeds in here, pull out some of the canes out of here. But we've got, if I can show you right in here, there you go. My thought was they're honeyberry. Then I spoke to the plot holder that planted it in here, and he told me it's some sort of Russian blueberry. But I'm looking at the fruits, and I genuinely think that they've got this bell shape, which is typical from the honeyberry. So we'll see when I try them. Actually, there's probably 1 or 2 that are ready. Should I try one? Probably not quite ready yet though. Nah. Yeah, they need a bitter. Yeah, they need a few more weeks, but they're definitely not blueberries. So, oh, it's bitter. The raspberries are coming up quite nicely. We've got things developing on them, so we'll see. They're obviously nowhere near ready. Here at the front, obviously the flowering is done on, well, not all of them, but most of the azalea. And it's just the usual with the azalea. They look sad as anything, but that's fine. I'm not going to look at them too closely. I'll be happy with the way things are going anyway. And I also have most of the bulbs that are popping through now, as you can probably tell. So the hard work is paying off. I've got a bit of weed to tackle in there. My issue with this is what the bit next door looks like. That's obviously spreading onto my plot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to speak to the plot neighbor and see if I can sort something out, because it's just going to be constant, and I can't really access in there because I've got so many bulbs everywhere. It's just going to be very difficult for me to go and do the weeding. And here it's fine, in there it's okay, but as I get there, it's just getting really difficult for me to access. So it's just not ideal to have so much weed growing, especially because I've put the bark down to stop the weeds growing, and as you can see, it's working. But obviously, it's just spreading from there. And it's not enough to stop them growing. And I'm just noticing. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Absolutely beautiful. So the strawberries in here, I'm still not exactly sure what to make out of them. So obviously there's definitely the bigger one right there, and then in here, a lot of buttercups. But then those small, tiny wee stuff like that, they look more like the wild or the alpine. If that's the case, I don't like the alpine strawberries, so I will just scrap all this. We'll see. But you might be able to see they really look like the alpine. They're tiny wee ones like that. So if that's the case, I'm gonna get rid of them or relocate them anyway. They're not gonna stay on my plot. That's mostly then. Those ones are looking okay, and I actually have a few fruits showing up in here. If I show you on here, but again, they're not the best looking. They're not the biggest fruits, and I do like, I mean, they've got masses of them on some plants. If I can zoom in to show you, see, there's masses of them, but that's not quite what I'm going for. I would rather have fewer of them, but good size, rather than masses of tiny wee strawberries. But we'll see, maybe they will pick up and grow bigger. But it's just a test. That's why I'm not retouching this bit in here. It's looking a bit messy, but it's only for a few months, and then after the summer I'll be dealing with this anyway. So I've got plans for moving forward in here. I think I will definitely do a video specifically on this, but I'm actually currently filming 2 videos just now and still trying to get some work done. So it's definitely not going to be for today. It's too windy, too rainy as well. It's definitely going to have to go and shelter again because the rain is picking up again. But I've got plans for the plot in here, and I will definitely share that with you very, very soon. I've already taken some aerial shots and all that stuff, and now the aerial shots that I've done before, holding a selfie stick and walking about on my tiptoes, that's proper aerial shot this time. That shows you the whole plot, and I can give you a proper tour of the place and the plan that I have for this place. But yeah, slowly but surely we're getting there. Oh, just on time. It's really starting to get heavy now. You can quite see it. It's strange. It's weird rain, but anyway, it's raining again. So yes, I've got plans that I will be sharing with you on a specific video. It's not going to be part of a plot tour. It's not going to be part of a vlog. It will just definitely be a video of its own, showing you the plans for plot 14 now that plot 11 is no more. And I'm going to be focusing on my own plot alone for the rest of the season and the seasons to come, rather than trying to work around someone else's plans. I can really just bash on with my own plans. So I will see you at the garden in, well, a few seconds for you, probably about an hour for me, because I'm still gonna try to get the Jerusalem artichoke out, but you'll see if I manage that one on the next vlog, or if you're only watching the plot tour in June's plot tour, you'll be able to see where we are at that point. I shouldn't complain about the rain. We needed it, but I wish it would just give me that break that we were expecting around lunchtime. But oh, anyway, I'll see you in the garden. The rain is still there. Unfortunately, it's just not shifting. I'll try to show you around as much as I can. It's a bit packed. It's a bit packed, but you should be able to see what's going on. These are the French bean cobra, which are growing like a mad. Most of them are actually coming through. I don't know if you can quite see them. I can't actually. There we go. That should give you a better view like this. So yes, as you can see, they're still popping through just now. Still very early stage. In fact, they're actually coming a lot quicker than I expected them to. So yeah, things are looking good. Hopefully in 2-3 weeks time, those ones will be going to the allotment. That being said, I don't want them too soon at the allotment because I've not sorted out where I'm going to put them. I had a very clear plan on plot 11 on where to put them. The idea was to make a teepee out of bamboo cane and just let it grow up like that. And I wanted to even make it like open on one side so could go in, you know, to harvest and all that. I might be doing that on plot 14. I'm not exactly sure. The geraniums are doing well. In fact, they're actually for some reason producing flowers. No signs of roots as such underneath, so they're still growing, but they're still obviously very, very small just now. But yeah, it's to be expected. That's what I've mentioned before. Those ones will be going out really next year. So this year they will be in here. Later on they will be transplanted into slightly bigger pot, potentially something that size, and I might even move them up to something even bigger. Probably in troughs at that point where I can just pull them out and then place them in the garden and at the allotment next year. If I keep going this way, so you have here, this is just a wee sunflower my daughter planted. And here you have the 2 pumpkin zombie, 2 left over from the pumpkin zombie, which are growing really nicely. Even the one in that tiny wee pot is growing nicely. The Riesentraub tomatoes are, they're just booming. I really need to plant them into a bigger pot and start picking out, I don't know if you remember from last year, but picking out the side shoot like that. Here at the back, I'll try to show you this way. So right here at the back, I've got 1, 2, and 3 cucumber. This one is slowly picking up. It wasn't looking too good, but it's now starting to develop. Let me grab the next one. This one is starting to look okay. I actually have 2 shoots on this one, so I'm going to have to sort this out. And now I've got one. If I manage to pull it out, I definitely will be ready for transplanting. This one is definitely ready to be transplanted in its final pot, so not too bad. We've got, well, you know, the leeks still doing really well. Definitely will be time to transplant them. As you can see, these ones are a bit more spaced out, so definitely will be time to transplant them very, very soon. So this is going to be one of the next job, and that will be hopefully ready by the end of this year and throughout the winter. Here at the back, this is the Lavatera. I've planted some in the garden here, and those ones are looking really nice and healthy. I need to take them to the allotment and plant them up. And here we have the pink bumblebee. It will be time to move them up into bigger pots. And then right in here, these are the peas. Fortunately, as you can see, it's not, again, a great success. I'm again a bit disappointed, I must say. The sugar snaps went really well, but unfortunately I waited a bit too long to put them out, and then they've been just eaten alive. Like literally every single one of them has been like chopped clean by the snails and the slugs. So yeah, no sugar snaps. The peas, obviously the peas, as you know, we've done some at the allotment in the gutter, which germination's been really, really poor, and I'm not particularly happy. I mean, this should be 2 per module, and I think it's actually the only one. There's one there, but it's been eaten there at the back, but there's the only one that actually has 2. All the other one only have one of them, if they even have something. So not overly impressed again with the germination of the peas. So I'm not giving up, because I know Alderman is a really good one. But I might need to change my supplier for seeds for next year, because it's not working. Under here, well, we'll forget about the zinnia. I keep forgetting about them, to be fair, and they've been eaten. So to be fair, at this point, I'm just leaving them for the slugs to eat and to feed on, rather than the rest of the plants, since they'll be coming in here anyway for the marigold. In terms of the marigold, I always struggle to get marigolds to grow nice and big before they go to flower. I get wee things like that just go to flower straight away. And to be fair, I was going to try to pull it out to show you, but it's not root bound, it's not nothing. It's been watered properly. It's a bit dry in here, but this is wet, as you can see. So it's been watered properly, but for some reason they just go straight away. Again, I'm not overly fussed, because I don't like marigold anyway, but for some reason I'm struggling to get marigold. And here we've got the Parisian carrots, which are doing well. I'm definitely gonna need to thin these out pretty soon, because it's actually a lot more packed than I was hoping this to be. But it's doing well. It's doing really well. I can't complain. I've got definitely a few carrots to look forward to. In terms of the spring onions, I knew this was going to be really packed. No surprise there. But I'm not exactly sure why they're all falling over like that. I'm thinking that's maybe because they're not getting enough wind to push them about. I'm just gonna leave them anyway. They seem to be doing okay, as long as they pick up a bit. It definitely smells, so they're doing all right, and I'm just gonna harvest them. Even when they are really small, they're still gonna be good to eat. So I will thin them out like that and keep a few bigger ones, but so far I'm quite happy with that. Right, so back up here we've got all the sweet pepper. Again, they're very slow growing, but they are growing. They are definitely picking up now. So will it be too late in the season? It might be a bit difficult. They will definitely need a good boost of feed. In fact, I'm actually considering, although no roots are popping through yet, I'm considering just putting them on just now, just to give them a chance to establish proper roots as soon as possible, although they've just really started growing. So I'm a bit torn for this one. So if you've got any advice, if you think I should upgrade the size, or if I should just keep them in here, I'm not 100% sure what way is the best. So yeah, just let me know in the comment if you have an answer for me. The black moons, which I've shown before, are doing absolutely amazing. If you can see the growth in them, I'm really happy. I'm just gutted that I only have two. Now that I see how well they are doing, I'm thinking that I could have actually done with 3 of them, but wait. I'm gonna have to get rid of the first stage here and then place them all in there. So I need to reorganize things a bit in here. Definitely takes stuff out as much as I can, just to give them a bit more space, because although they've got space, I could move them, especially with those ones now growing masses. I could move them a bit forward and they will have plenty of space to grow up, but again, they need to be upgraded to a bigger pot as well. And then here, the basil, again, been eaten like crazy, but I'm hoping that at some point I will still be able to harvest a few leaves, although they seem to have been chewing everything that they could. Like massive holes in them and then just moving to the next one. So it's not really much I can use, but it's fine. It doesn't bother me. I can just put my hand through that and the smell is just enough to keep me happy, to be fair. This is the rest of the tomato forests. Obviously in here I've got the red cabbages, calibos, which are growing nicely. I'm gonna have to start picking the best. I don't really want too many of them, so I might just keep a couple in each of those pots and then separate them, but just pull out the smallest, the weakest, and just keep 2 of them for the time being. Then when they're ready to be transplanted, move them on into 8 individual pots. So all this section to here, to the stop here, to the space here, all this section is actually all my cherry fall tomatoes. So those ones are pretty much ready to go out. I just need to get the hanging baskets up on the wall, and then they will be ready to be planted in. And then here, obviously, I've got the pink bumblebee, the 4 leftover pink bumblebee, which I'm keeping in here just now, but I'm gonna definitely have to find them a new home. Najina, which are, you know, not great, but they're slowly but surely picking up. Definitely a much larger spacing than I would like them to do, so they're a tiny bit leggy. But once, obviously, this is still the seedling leaves, so once I will transplant them to here, I'm hoping this will give them a bit more stability. And the Burpees Longkeeper, all those ones are my Burpees Longkeeper, so I'm still not sure yet how many I'm going to keep exactly. Definitely not the 11 or whatever I've got in here. Yes, 11. But I'm definitely going to keep a good few of those ones to do me for the winter. So they are growing quite nicely. Spacing is okay, and they're fairly strong as well. It's really Najina that worries me, but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. If I've got those 4, I'm happy. The melons, I've got 1 that goes really, really well, and 2 that are, yeah, struggling, to say the least. Struggling. So I genuinely just won 1, so I'm happy with that. But I'm hoping it's going to start picking up, because otherwise I'm going to be a bit late, and this is definitely a bit flimsy for my liking. So yeah, I need to get this to pick a bee boost. This is the watermelon jubilee. True leaves are coming very, very, very slow growth. Not overly impressed with it, but to be honest, I didn't have an awful lot of hope for watermelon here in Scotland, but it's just a bit of a test, to be honest. And then we move to, well, most of them are actually squash, except for this one, which is Atlantic giant pumpkin, and every other one is the spaghetti squash in here. So as you can see, they're doing really, really well. I really need to get them at the allotment pretty soon now, so that's going to be one of the next job really. This is the rest of the goji berry. Again, I'm not exactly sure what goji berry should look like. It looks like this one has been branching out and this one is just upright. Should I pick the top or not? It starts to look more like a hardwood. So I'm not exactly sure. I need to read a bit more about this. I've probably been a bit too quick, too hasty, and planting some goji berry without actually looking into it before. But it's looking okay. Towards the back they've been eaten. That's fine. Again, I'd rather have some sacrificial there, as long as the other ones are doing okay. But now that they're reaching up there, I really need to see if I can plant them out or what I need to do. Oh, look at it. There you go. So this one will need to be taken care of off camera. Courgette summer holiday. I'll show you in a minute. We've got success-ish. Success-ish just now. So this is an extra one. There should be another 2 in here, but again, germination has been pretty difficult with this one. So that would give me 4 if this one comes up. I'm happy. I only need 3. Perfect. Butternut squash. This is a chieftain, and one has been pretty much like that for about a week now, and these 2 have just showed up overnight. So again, that's a tray of 6, only 3 first sowing, 0. Zero. So I'll take what I can get, but it's getting pretty late. I think when you look at the squash over there, the butternut, spaghetti squash, sorry, I'm not overly happy with the butternut, but oh wait. I've got 3 more watermelon, but to be fair, they're really, really slow anyway. I thought they would pick up compared to the other one, but they're not really picking up much. 2 out of 3, and yeah, very, very slow. And I've got, for whatever reason, I decided to do another 3 Atlantic Giant. Well, I already had more than enough Atlantic Giant, so maybe to those 2 maybe just donated to the allotment to put on the bandstand on the communal ground. And yeah, and then in here, those are the 3 summer holiday. So this one is the first one which I had, which is looking okay. So I wish it would beef up a bit, but it's doing okay. And those 2 are, yeah, they're catching up ish, I think. But anyway, that's another month finishing now, and we are heading for June, and hopefully a few more harvests coming, and certainly a lot more planting happening. So I hope you'll look forward to the plot tour in June. Thank you very much for watching the plot tour today. Please let me know if you know about the poor wee pepper, what I should do, because I'm really lost with this. So I would really appreciate a bit of advice, and I hope to see you, if not in the next vlog, in the next plot tour next month. Take care. Bye.